What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sweet Geeks. I'd like to take just a moment today, I know I did it in my last video, but once again, just to thank the men and women of our military forces and all that they've given up. It is Memorial Day, and that is the true meaning of Memorial Day, is celebrating what they've accomplished and what they've done for us and the lives that they've been given up for us. So, but we do grill this day. It's a big grilling holiday, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some pork spare ribs today, and we're going to be doing a dry rub. So we're going to combine all these wonderful little spices we got over here, and we're going to put it all together, and we're going to eat some good ribs later today. Alright guys, so it's time to put this spice rub together. These are all our fun little spices that we have going on here. Pretty basic stuff. We have a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. I like it over the dark. The dark kind of gets a little too molassesy, if that's a word. If it's not, it should be. So Merriam-Webster, check it out. We have some cayenne. That's about a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. We have about 1/8 cup of oregano. We have a teaspoon of salt. We have 2 tablespoons of that garlic pepper from Tastefully Simple, link below. We have a 1/2 tablespoon of Time After Time, as I like to call it, because it's one of my favorite songs of all time. And we also have a tablespoon of cracked black pepper as well. Over here on the side, we have a tablespoon of onion powder, and then we have a tablespoon of granulated garlic. Now I'm working with about 5 pounds of spare ribs right now. So this is assuming that this is going to be enough to cover and dust the entire rack of ribs. If it's not, then you can go ahead and modify and add as many as you need. So let's go ahead and put this all together. Sugar, sugar, oregano, spice, spice, some garlic pepper, salt, thyme, pepper, onion, garlic. You take handy whisk, whisk it all together. Make sure it's well mixed so you get an even distribution of all the spices when you go and apply them onto the ribs. And that should do it. And that is the final product. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and dust the ribs here in just a moment. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so since you've been gone, we've gone ahead and trimmed a little bit of the fat off of the pork spare ribs. Not all of the fat. I like to keep some of the fat. It just kind of renders that juicy goodness and creates a lot of flavor. So we kept some of the fat, but took off some of that nasty fat because we don't want them to be super chewy. So what we're going to do now is we are going to score the ribs, and then we're going to go ahead and dust the ribs up. So scoring is really simple. All you're going to do is make crosses on the ribs just like that. Okay. You don't want to go too deep on ribs. And backside, not really much to do. Looks like I missed a little bit of fat here, so I'll go ahead and trim that up in just a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and finish the dusting process. So we're going to go ahead and just sprinkle as we go. Oh yeah, that's a perfect amount of seasoning for this amount of ribs. Look at that. Just tell you what, if I wasn't married, I'd marry this rack of ribs right here. That looks pretty. And I like to get a little bit of the underside as well. You know what? Let's go ahead and trim that up real quick. Just a quick trim of some of this fat. It's just a little too much. Too much for me anyway. Some people like it. I personally don't. There we go. It's not too bad. I'm gonna actually keep that. Normally I'd trim that up a little bit more, but I'm going to go ahead and keep some of that. We'll just dust that up. And then second coating on the top here. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wrap this sucker in aluminum foil, put them in the fridge in a couple hours, take them out, and pop them on the grill. We're going to cook them on a low temperature. It's going to be, you want the grill at around 250 degrees, so try to monitor your heat as best possible, because you're going to be cooking it for about 3 hours on the grill, 2 to 3 hours, depending on the size of your meat. Size of your meat. Size of your meat? What? I'm getting cues. What was that? No, please go ahead.
You can smoke them too.
You can smoke them too, as my lovely assistant is just informed me. You can also pop them in the oven as well. Whatever you have access to is perfectly fine. But I'm going to toss these on for probably about 2.5 hours on the grill. So that's going to conclude today. Sorry, no, there's no Juliet cameo today for you guys. She's actually sleeping. She had a long night catching flies and protecting the house. So maybe next time. But thank you, thank you again for tuning into Sweet Geeks. And be sure to, oh wait, actually, I still have to show you the finished product, don't I? Wait a few more seconds, I'll show you some of the finished product, and then we're done. I promise. Thanks, guys. Later. Alright, guys, so the ribs are done. Food is plated. We have our pork spare ribs, our best darn potato salad, which will include the link to the video for that recipe below. Some fresh watermelon, and some homemade lemonade. So we're all set here. You can see how the ribs turned out. Nice crust, fall off the bone, just nothing to them. Just nothing to them. That's actually really hot. It's a bad idea to do that. So, they taste good though. So, we're all set here. Everything's done. From the hippo, myself, the dogs, and my wife. Happy Memorial Day, guys.